The world of Blind Frog Ranch has always thrived on mystery, tension, and the allure of the unknown. But nothing in its long list of unexplained happenings has rattled fans quite like the latest development surrounding cast member Chad Ollinger. What began as a few scattered fan concerns has now escalated into a full-fledged crisis, with law enforcement officially categorizing him as a missing endangered person. For a community accustomed to speculation, this time the concern feels unsettlingly real. The sudden disappearance of a figure so deeply woven into the fabric of the show has created a wave of anxiety that goes far beyond entertainment. From his fearless dives into caverns to his unwavering loyalty to the treasure hunt, Chad has long been a grounding presence amid the chaos. Now, with him missing, the entire narrative around the ranch has shifted, replacing curiosity with dread. The hours before Chad went missing, the timeline leading up to Chad's disappearance is unclear, yet intriguing enough to keep fans glued to every update. According to those close to him, Chad had been fully immersed in the latest phase of exploration surrounding the property. Season 5 filming had pushed the team deeper into uncharted areas on the ranch, an environment already notorious for technical issues, strange occurrences, and unexplained hazards. Chad was reportedly last seen heading out to follow up on a new lead, something he intended to check alone after discovering unusual readings during a prior run. What happened afterward remains a mystery. His vehicle was located near one of the lesser-used entrances to the property, an area Chad himself once described as a place he avoided unless he absolutely needed to be there. A stark contrast to his normally methodical habits, the abandoned vehicle raised immediate red flags for investigators. The gear inside the truck appeared undisturbed, and his phone, found inside the cab, contained only routine messages and recent production notes. For a seasoned outdoorsman like Chad, voluntarily wandering into danger without alerting anyone would be unusual. The unexplained nature of the situation prompted police to escalate the search category to missing endangered, a classification reserved for individuals believed to be at increased risk. Community shock and rising panic, the news triggered an almost immediate shockwave throughout the Blind Frog Ranch fan community. Social media circles lit up with concern as armchair detectives tried to piece together what might have happened. Theories ranged from plausible to wild, in true BFR fashion. Some fans suggested an accident deep within the cave networks. Others whispered about sabotage related to the treasure hunt. A handful even revisited decades-old legends about the land's curse. Yet beneath all the speculation was a raw layer of fear. Chad has always been a fan favorite, determined, brave, and a consistent presence in the most intense moments of the series. To imagine him lost or hurt in the very terrain he has mastered over years of exploration feels surreal. Viewers have watched him navigate underwater chambers, trek remote passages, and investigate risky anomalies. But the very grit that made him fearless in front of cameras now seems overshadowed by the ominous silence surrounding his disappearance. Local authorities, despite being tight-lipped, acknowledged that the area where Chad was last seen is dangerous even for experienced explorers. Sinkholes, unstable tunnels, and unpredictable groundwater make the ranch a maze where things can go wrong quickly. The mystery compounds with the fact that Chad knew these dangers better than anyone. Chad Ollinger's unspoken distress. While no direct statements have surfaced, those familiar with the production convey that Chad Ollinger, Chad's father and co-star, is facing an emotional storm. Chad is no stranger to pressure, having led his team through some of the show's most chaotic and dangerous hunts. But this situation is different. This time the threat isn't geological or historical, it's personal. There's a palpable sense of helplessness hovering over the ranch as Chad reportedly paces the property with investigators, retracing steps and reviewing terrain. Fans say they've rarely seen him shaken, even during the show's most intense moments. Yet the weight of searching for his missing son has eclipsed everything else. The Ollingers' close-knit bond has always been one of the emotional anchors of the series. With Chad missing, the heart of Blind Frog Ranch feels as though it's been torn out. The treasure, the mysteries, the experiments, all of it pales in comparison to the uncertainty surrounding Chad's safety. Law enforcement's search operations, the police labeled Chad as missing endangered. Search operations intensified drastically. Drones equipped with thermal imaging swept the rugged perimeter. K-9 units scoured trails branching off from where his truck was found. Divers inspected accessible water systems, some of which have been pivotal locations in past episodes. The complex underground systems beneath the ranch are notoriously difficult to search, but crews explored chambers known to connect to the area. Despite the expansive effort, results have been limited. Every hour without answers stretches the distance between hope and despair. Authorities have urged the public to avoid forming search parties on their own due to the unstable terrain. Still, some locals insist on helping, combing through safe zones in hopes of spotting a sign that investigators might have missed. Experts familiar with the geology of the ranch warn that its labyrinth of caves can easily mislead even the most experienced explorers. Shifting rock, hidden drops, and cramped passageways make it one of the most challenging landscapes in the area. For Chad to vanish in such a place suggests possibilities too grim for fans to articulate aloud. Fans reflect on Chad's role in the ranch's mystique. Chad Ollinger has always contributed significantly to the appeal of Blind Frog Ranch. His approach balances caution with determination, making him a bridge between Dwayne's bold pursuit of treasure and the viewer's need for grounded realism. When deep water was involved, Chad was the one to go in first. When the team needed to access narrow tunnels, Chad took point. When a surprising find demanded technical assessment, he was the one handling the gear. This ability to navigate risk with competence has shaped Chad's image as the team's steady hand. So for him to be the one in danger feels like the series has entered a territory no one expected. Fans have revisited past episodes, analyzing scenes where Chad expressed concerns about the unpredictability of the land. Moments once dismissed as dramatic foreshadowing now carry eerie weight. There's also the lingering unease tied to the show's many mysterious encounters. Malfunctioning equipment, inexplicable energy readings, sudden accidents, each one now feels like a puzzle piece fitting too closely into the current crisis. Speculations surrounding the missing endangered classification police rarely apply the missing endangered status without strong reason. The term can indicate medical concerns, dangerous environmental conditions, or suspicious circumstances. While law enforcement hasn't confirmed which factor applies to Chad, the hazardous terrain and abrupt disappearance likely played substantial roles. Some fans speculate that Chad may have been tracking something significant, perhaps a new lead related to Season 5 filming. The idea that he discovered something and encountered an unexpected hazard is one of the more sobering theories. Others wonder whether someone tampered with his equipment or whether external interference could have played a role. While it's important not to leap to conclusions, the mystery surrounding Chad's disappearance feels unsettling even by Blind Frog Ranch standards. The more time passes, the more questions emerge, and the more the phrase, missing endangered, echoes with urgency. Impact on Season 5 production filming for Season 5 has reportedly been suspended indefinitely as the search continues. Crew members, shaken by the sudden crisis, have redirected their efforts toward helping authorities in any way possible. What was originally shaping up to be one of the most ambitious seasons now faces a drastic shift in direction. Some insiders suggest that if Chad is found safe, the incident may become part of the show's storyline, not as entertainment, but as a genuine account of the dangers the team faces. However, for most fans, the series is secondary to Chad's well-being. Ratings, reveals, and cliffhangers hold no relevance while a real human crisis hangs in the balance. The uncertainty has fractured the usual excitement that surrounds every filming cycle. Instead of eagerly awaiting the next discovery, fans are refreshing updates, hoping for any sign that the search is making progress. Community hoping for a Miracles days pass with no conclusive findings. The community surrounding Blind Frog Ranch clings to hope. Fans continue sharing memories of their favorite Chad moments, lighthearted, brave, or heartfelt. The outpouring of support highlights the profound bond viewers have formed with the cast, especially with Chad, whose sincerity shines through every scene. Prayer circles, community gatherings, and online vigils have emerged as fans rally for his safe return. Even those who have criticized the show in the past acknowledge the gravity of the situation. The mystery may be what draws people to Blind Frog Ranch, but compassion is what unites them now. There's a collective belief that if anyone can survive the harsh conditions of the ranch, it's Chad. His deep familiarity with the land and years of navigating its hidden dangers provide a sliver of comfort for those refusing to lose hope.